This is the story of a place called Eternia, a world where griffins, dragons, talking tigers, and enchanted forests exist. At its heart stands Castle Grayskull, which holds the power of Grayskull, a force that can make a man as mighty as a god. To keep it safe, that power is bound within a blade known as the Sword of Power. Legend says that when Eternia faces its greatest need, a hero will step forward to wield the sword. But until that day, it stays locked away inside the castle, under the watchful eye of the sorceress. For hundreds of years, the castle has been protected by a lineage of mighty heroes. The youngest of that lineage is Adam, the smallest and weakest of them all. By his side is a talking tiger. His mother, the queen, sends him off for arms training. There, the king's man-at-arms, Duncan, trains all the young recruits. He has fought countless battles for the king, and he has saved the parents of these children many times over. But here, Adam is the smallest of them all. A girl named Tila trains alongside him, and Adam takes a beating. King Rander arrives and sees the state he is in. Adam is making a fool of himself. Rander grabs a sword himself and steps up to his son, challenging him to face a real blade. He strikes at Adam and knocks him to the ground. After Rander walks away, Duncan tells Adam to get up so that when his father turns to look back, he finds him standing tall. But his father never looks back. Adam walks away too. Tila follows after him and tells him she does not think he is weak. But just then, the sorceress appears before them. And in that very moment, Eternia comes under attack. The royal guards rush to confront the attackers. Duncan tells the king he will get him safely to Grayskull. He battles the attackers and clears a path for the family. But then a powerful warrior named Trapjaw steps into their path. Seeing him, Duncan sends the royal family ahead and stays behind to face him. Trapjaw matches Duncan strike for strike. Tila returns and watches the fight unfold. After a long and brutal battle, Duncan gains the upper hand over Trapjaw. But with one final move, Trapjaw defeats him and plants a bomb. Tila quickly pulls Duncan up, and the two of them survive the blast. Meanwhile, on the way to Grayskull, King Rander and his family are surrounded. The leader of the attacking army, Skeletor, steps forward. Rander tells his wife and Adam to keep moving and never look back. He tries to fight Skeletor's army alone, but he cannot. Skeletor cuts down the head of Rander's statue and places the king's crown upon his own head. He has come for the power of Grayskull. Adam and his mother reach the inside of the castle. There, the sorceress tells Adam to draw the sword, and Adam lifts the blade. The sorceress tells him he must take the sword somewhere safe, far away from here. The queen says to send him to her home. The sorceress opens a portal, and just then, Skeletor arrives. He attacks and hurls the queen aside. The sorceress tells Adam not to lose the sword, for it is his only way home. She holds off Skeletor's attacks and gives Adam the chance to escape. But as he passes through the portal, the sword slips from his grasp, and he crashes down in Oklahoma. Now Adam is telling all of this to a date he met on Hinge. She does not believe a single word of his story, and she walks out on him. After the date, Adam heads back to his roommate, who takes one look at him and instantly knows that Adam has already dumped his entire life story on the woman he just met. This is the kind of thing that weirds everyone out. Why can't you just go to work, pay your rent, and live for the weekend, just like everyone else? But the moment Adam steps into the room, his eyes land on the drawings he made, the characters of Eternia. The same ones he was mocked for as a kid. Adam has a whole box stuffed with these Eternia sketches. The next day he heads off to his job. Even at work, he spends all his time online, hunting for his sword. And while he's at it, his manager catches him. She pulls him into her office and lays down an ultimatum. If he doesn't kill this sword obsession right now, she's going to fire him. But at that exact moment, a message hits Adam's phone. "I found your sword." His manager tells him to ignore it completely. But Adam can't resist. The second he reads it, he bolts. He arrives at a comic store. The man he'd been talking to online, Adam doesn't recognize him. So he starts asking everyone in the store whether they have his sword. Then the real man steps forward himself and says, "It's me." You can't just go around asking everyone like that. He leads Adam to a comic toy figure, and clutched in its hand is Adam's sword. But Adam has to pull it free himself. He starts wrestling the sword out of the figure's grip, but it's wedged in tight. A shop employee comes over and tells him he can't do that. But Adam doesn't listen to anyone. The figure topples over right on top of him. People start recording his meltdown. Adam finally yanks the sword loose. He shouts, "By the power of Grayskull, I have to go home," and raises the blade into the air. But nothing happens. Disappointed, Adam takes off with the sword. He goes straight home. But even with the sword in his hands, nothing is happening. The next day, the police show up at Adam's door. He's arrested, sword and all. But on the way, the police car gets stuck in traffic. Both officers step out of the vehicle. Up ahead, people are running in terror because a massive beast monster has appeared. It attacks Adam. Adam grabs the sword and runs. The beast charges after him. With a single blow, it sends Adam flying. It's about to finish him with the next hit when a girl makes her entrance, hurling the beast clean off the bridge. She recognizes Adam. She is Tila. But the beast comes right back and attacks Tila. Tila slams it with a car door. She grabs the sword and Adam and runs. They hide from the beast. Tila explains that this beast came for the sword. The sword sent out a signal. But why did Adam raise it after all this time? Just then, the beast spots them running. Tila jumps off the bridge. But Adam drops straight down. They head toward Tila's ship, which she's landed right in the middle of a park in front of everyone. As they go, Adam keeps telling the humans, "I told you, I was telling the truth." But right then the beast shows up again. So they climb into the ship and take off. They fold space and shoot forward at high speed. Adam is thrilled to see Tila. Tila tells him that everything has changed since he left. Skeletor took Adam's parents that night, and no one ever saw them again. So Adam goes to Eternos himself and sees the ruin of it. It's all gone. And here, one of Skeletor's soldiers spots their ship. On the other side, Skeletor is woken from his sleep. His sorceress, Evelyn, tells him that the beast has returned. Skeletor forces the beast down onto its knees and hurts it. The beast tells him, I found the sword, but Tila took it. And her ship was seen here today. Which means the sword is right here. Skeletor fears that as long as that sword remains in someone else's hands, any power he has is only temporary. He wants to make his power permanent and be called a god. Tila leads Adam to the royal guards who are in hiding. But Skeletor's soldier has tailed them all the way here. Tila tells the royal guards, I found the sword and the son of King Random. But no one believes that this is really Adam. As proof, Adam shows them his Earth ID. Just then, a royal guard walks in, the one Adam had named Ram Man, because he looks like a man who rams. Ram Man says, you don't know us. Adam says, no, I do know you, I used to draw you. So the other royal guard asks his own name. Adam had named him Fisto, because he fists people with his big hand. So Fisto asks, is this the savior of Eternia? Tila says, yes, this is him, I'm sure. So they take his sword, saying, we're going to need a minute to talk this over. But without Adam. And Tila and Adam are locked in a cell. In there with them is a drunk man. And a robot Adam calls a class 4 battle robot. But now she's just a service bot doing maid's work. Meanwhile, the royal guards confirm that this is indeed the sword of power. But right then they get word that they're under attack. Back in the cell, Tila starts trying to break the door down. And they too realize there's an attack. Adam tells the robot, Miss, you don't belong here. You could join us. So the battle robot calmly tears the door right off. Then Tila lifts up the drunk guy, because this is her father and the commander of the royal guard, Duncan. Adam introduces himself, saying, when I was little, you used to train me. I'm Adam. Duncan throws up right in front of him. He recognizes Adam. Says, yeah, you're Rander's weak son. But then he lies right back down. They're going to have to carry Duncan. The robot will do that job. As they move ahead, Ram Man hands Adam the sword, telling him, take it far away from Skeletor. Adam tells the robot to deploy battle mode. But she was reprogrammed years ago into a service bot. They just have to run. But up ahead, their path is blocked again by Trapjaw, the one who'd beaten Duncan before. Adam says, maybe I can start a dialogue with him. I do this all the time at work. He walks right up to Trapjaw. But Trapjaw is in no mood to start a dialogue. He attacks and starts advancing on Adam. Adam ducks his strikes. He tries to fight back, but couldn't move Trapjaw an inch. Tila says, use the sword. So the moment Adam touches the sword, the sorceress appears to him, saying, say the words. Adam grips the sword in both hands and says, by the power of Grayskull. And just then a bolt of lightning strikes down from the sky into the sword. Adam begins to float. His muscles grow. He gets a suit. Now he has the power. Tina says, we're saved. But right then Trapjaw attacks Adam. But now Adam can block his strikes. And now Trapjaw can't move him an inch. But Adam is still new at this. He just rips Trapjaw's mechanical arm clean off. He uses that very arm to kill Trapjaw's soldiers too. They climb into Tila's ship and take off. Skeletor watches them go. He turns on his soldiers in a rage and starts shouting, I want that sword, it's mine, get that sword for me. Skeletor's army goes after Tila's ship in airjets. They start attacking the ship. The ship's hull is breached. One soldier attacks the ship with a rotating cutter. Adam has to get out there and take these guys down. He gets on the skyslide, but instead of going forward, he crashes backward. Adam doesn't know how to fly it. He ends up inside a jungle. From the attacks, Adam is left just dangling from the skyslide. When he lets go of the skyslide, he drops right onto an enemy jet. He throws its driver out and starts flying it himself. Then Duncan also goes to the back of the ship and grabs weapons. But in front of him he finds Adam, not the enemy. He tells Adam to look behind him, but Adam doesn't understand. He starts getting attacked from behind. So Adam jumps away from there and onto Tila's ship. A soldier comes at him with cutters. So Adam stops these cutters with his bare hands, spins them around, and hurls them away. And right then Tila's ship crashes down too. Meanwhile, Skeletor demands fealty from all the captured royal guards. He asks them, tell me who was it that took the sword? Skeletor picks Moss Man first and finishes him off in front of everyone. He asks again, tell me who was that warrior? So Fisto tells him, it's the young prince. Then on the other side, Duncan finds his old suit among the ship's gear. Somewhere close by, Adam comes to. He hears the sorceress speaking to him through a bird, saying, you are the champion of Grayskull. But just then Tila arrives. She sees that Adam isn't injured at all. Then they go and see that Duncan is back in his old look. But he pulls out a drink hidden in his suit to celebrate this small victory of not dying. But Tila doesn't consider this a victory. She walks away. So Duncan sits Adam down beside him. Adam is feeling guilty about ripping off Trapjaw's arm. He says, what happened to understanding and talking to one another? So Duncan explains, when a war breaks out, it's not the poet that steps up. It's the man with the muscle. A man has to do it for their family. He stands up when he's needed, just like you did. Then Tila asks for Adam's help. And Adam lifts the ship with just one hand, which was pretty impressive. Tila tells Adam, I have really missed you. I thought about you all the time. So Adam starts to move closer to her. but Tila was talking about their friendship. She thinks of him as a little brother. And right then, in the dark of night, a projection of Skeletor appears in the sky. In it he offers Adam a deal. Bring the sword to him at Snake Mountain, and then Adam might be reunited with his mom and dad, who are still alive. Hearing this, Adam is shocked. But Skeletor won't keep them alive much longer if Adam doesn't come to him with the sword. So Adam sets off to go to Skeletor. Tila tries to talk him out of it, telling him it's a trap. But Adam says, I have the power of a god in my hand. I have to save my family. This is what a man does. So Duncan goes with him too. They all reach Snake Mountain. But at the entrance, everyone is stopped. Adam alone will be allowed to go forward with the sword. The rest are locked in the dungeons. Adam moves ahead alone. He sees Skeletor and draws his sword. But his father, King Rander, is here too. Skeletor demands the sword. Adam says, release him. But Skeletor doesn't want to play this silly game. His warriors come to wrench the sword away from Adam. Adam fights all of them. When the sword falls out of reach, he picks up a soldier and swings him like a weapon. Watching him fight and beat these men, his father starts to feel proud. Skeletor's army piles onto Adam all at once. So he uses his strength to fling them all away. He defeats Skeletor's strong warriors one by one. But the moment he goes to strike Skeletor, Evelyn stops him with her magic. Adam tells Skeletor, face me like a man. Skeletor says, no, I have no face, nor do I want to face you. He's about to kill Rander with his own sword. But Adam strains and breaks Evelyn's magic. But because of this, part of the cave collapses and falls on top of Skeletor and Rander. Adam pulls his father out of the rubble. Rander really looks at his son. Adam says, I'm not that weak little boy anymore. I am everything you wanted me to be. His father asks, what did I want? So Adam starts to say someone else and begins to cry. His father says, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to make you strong because I wanted to protect you, in the only way I knew. But there are so many things I should have said. And then Rander dies right there. Adam doesn't even get an answer. And right then Skeletor attacks him from behind. Adam is thrown into the dungeon with the others. And here he meets his mom. They both hug each other. Meanwhile, the sword of power has fallen into Skeletor's hands. But when he says the words and raises the sword, he gets no power, no matter how much he tries. He grabs Evelyn by the throat, demanding to know why this isn't working. Evelyn says, there is a ritual that I can perform. They have to take the sword back to Grayskull, to its altar. Then back here, Duncan sits beside Adam and tells him, I know how it feels to fail. I failed Tila. I failed you. I promised to protect all of you, and I couldn't. So Adam and he go from crying to laughing. Adam says, when I was a kid and I got beaten up, you used to tell me to get back up and stand tall. And maybe that's exactly what the two of them have to do together now. They stand up. Then Telly introduces Adam to his pet, Cringer, who says, I can't believe you're here. Adam says, I can't believe we're all here. Every hero of Eternia is locked up here right now. Adam gets an idea. He starts trying to give everyone a battle speech. He says, when I was on Earth, I learned that success in the workplace doesn't come down to one man. It comes down to many people working together. He says, I know you all don't know me, but I know all of you. I kept you close to my heart. Eternia is my home, and I need your help to fight for it. So everyone gets motivated by this messy little motivating speech of his. But these bars are made of photanium, which can't be broken. So Adam says, well, the walls are made of stone. Meanwhile, Skeletor arrives on Eternia. He heads toward Grayskull. So at Adam's urging, Duncan agrees to make the robot battle ready. He hadn't done this earlier because last time this robot accidentally tried to kill him. So once she's battle ready, she rains bullets on the wall, and these guys push the bars and break them open. Everyone is free. They fight Skeletor soldiers. And taking their very ships, they reach Eternia. A full-blown fight breaks out. Adam lands in front of Grayskull. Duncan and the robot will stay here to hold off the enemy. Tila hugs Duncan. So Adam joins in on this hug too. Tila, Cringer, and Adam move ahead. Inside, Skeletor places the sword on the altar. But right then Adam rushes in and grabs the sword. Tila faces Evelyn. Cringer faces the beast. Outside, the robot and Duncan are holding Skeletor's army back from getting in. Duncan's eyes fall on the statue of Adam's ancestor. They blow up the statue to break the bridge. But Trapjaw shows up there with his jet. He shoots the robot and blasts her apart. So Duncan attacks him to take his revenge. He gets right inside his jet. The jet goes out of control. Duncan breaks Trapjaw's jaw, shoves an explosive in his mouth, and leaps from the jet. Trapjaw blasts apart. Duncan goes to the robot, whose head still had power in it. Inside, Adam and Skeletor are fighting. Skeletor uses his power to break the sword itself. He says, looks like this was just a toy. And now without it, what are you? Skeletor grabs Adam's head and gets inside his mind. Adam wakes up in the gym, where Skeletor is exercising in front of him. Then he goes straight to his date, where the girl asks, so how's your place? But in her place, Skeletor appears. He grabs Adam and throws him into his office, where his boss starts asking, who is this demon? Skeletor grabs Adam by the throat and lifts him up. And they come back here. Skeletor stabs Adam with a broken sword. Adam ends up in his room back on Earth. His roommate asks, are you okay? Let me know if you need anything. He places a drawing beside him. This drawing was of the sorceress. All the drawings in the room start to fly. And before Adam comes that same bird, the one that told Adam to rise. She tells him, you have the power. Adam says, not anymore, the sword of power is broken. So the sorceress asks him, when you raise your magic sword, what words do you say? The words, by the power of Grayskull. Which means the power is inside Adam, not inside the sword. The sorceress says, in the hands of past champions, the power has been brute strength. But in yours, it becomes so much more. That is why I chose you as the vessel. So Adam comes back to life. He pulls the broken sword out from inside himself. And with his power, the sword joins back together again. Adam raises the sword and transforms. Seeing this sight, everyone cheers from afar. But instead of fighting, Adam says to Skeletor, why don't we end this cycle of violence and talk? You have caused so much pain and suffering, maybe because you weren't loved as a child. But now you can make it all right. Skeletor laughs menacingly and says, there is no good in me that you can uncover. I am the villain. He attacks Adam. Adam dodges them. Skeletor says, you may have the power, but you're too scared to use it. So Adam says, I know how to use it, I just prefer not to. But now Adam beats Skeletor to a pulp. He'd been holding his power back this whole time, but not anymore. He punches Skeletor with all his strength. Seeing this, Evelyn slips away from there. Now even Skeletor says, you want to talk? But the time for talking was over. Adam breaks Skeletor's staff with his bare hands, and its vibrations were extremely strong. Skeletor is finished. 6 years later, Eternos is just as happy and thriving as it was before. Duncan gets the robot ready again and shows everyone. Tila asks Adam, you named everyone. Tell me, what's my name? Adam says, Warrior Goddess. Tila asks, then what did you name yourself? Adam says, Hemet. It's like a strong man. So here was Adam's roommate too. Adam has brought him here to show him that he isn't crazy, all of this is real. After which the robot receives a distress signal, and responding to a disturbance, Adam and Cringer leap into action as He-Man and the newly armored Battle Cat. And with that, friends, this story comes to an end right here. Let us know in the comments how you liked this explanation, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.